Hello, world. Welcome to another episode of PonderCast. My name is Seth Ponder. I teach Project Lead the Way, and I'm just excited to share. We hear a statistic all the time about 65% of our students that are going through school will have jobs that don't even exist yet. This young man today is going to be one of those people that just create jobs all over the place. He's only 15 years old, and he has already created and does a ton of stuff outside of school, and I can't wait for you to meet him. Let's get started. I've got one of my students with me today that I'm really excited. He is only a freshman. He's killing it in coding and entrepreneurship and blogging. I don't know when he sleeps. So I'd like to welcome Matt Williams.
Yeah, hello, I'm Matt.
This is Matt. And Matt, why don't you introduce yourself and tell us what you like to do, sports clubs, things like that you're involved in, please.
Okay, so I'm 15. I'm a freshman here at Riley. I do a lot of coding. Some of the clubs that I do here include robotics, Quiz Bowl, and Cyber Patriot. I don't really do much of any sports, but on the side when I do find time, I do like to go cycling whenever I can find the time. And a few hobbies of mine that I guess I could say is crocheting, which I'll talk about a bit later, and also photography.
Like I said, I don't know when you sleep. You are just going. Let's jump into the lightning round so that I can learn more about you and also the audience can. So, question number one, what's your favorite color?
My favorite color is a tie between gray and blue.
Sounds good. Number two, what's your favorite app?
My favorite app, that's a tie between Hulu and YouTube.
Just out of curiosity, have you designed an app yet? Have you coded an app yet?
I've coded multiple apps.
Nice. Okay, I can't wait to hear about it. My next question is, what's your favorite part about school?
My favorite part about school and like life in general is like the challenge that it throws at you and being able to learn new things. So like, and also how school will give you the resources. Like if you find the right people, and in life too, if you find the right people, you can find like resources to things you really like to do. Like one of the things that I'm really learning about myself is that I like to learn languages. So like there's multiple language teachers here. I might be just taking Spanish right now, but I can go and talk to the French teacher and je peux parler français.
After high school, what do you want to do next?
So after high school, I do want to plan on going to college. I'm gonna be looking at some of the ones that I want to go to. I think I was looking around, like MIT, Purdue, Carnegie Mellon, somewhere along those lines, and go and major in, software engineering, computer science. And then for my minor, which I've been considering a lot, is either somewhere around like psychology or maybe cello performance.
Because you also play the cello in our orchestra here. Now let's get into the nitty-gritty and share all of the things, get a little bit more detailed in all of the things that you're involved in. And one of the reasons you came to Riley is because of the computer science program, the engineering program.
Definitely.
What kind of computer science background did you have?
Starting back in 2016, I joined South Bend Code School. And so basically what they do is they teach kids from 5 all the way up to 18 how to code. They get them thinking logically, how a software engineer would. And they teach them, starting with the little kids, they teach them the basics, then work them all the way up to higher level programming languages. And going through their program, I've got to have a whole bunch of amazing and awesome experiences and got to meet so many cool people and got to go to so many cool places. For example, after their intro to web dev course, they took that cohort of students to Google, to one of their corporate locations in Chicago. So we got to pitch not so much pitch, but more present the social good app you created with your group to different Googlers. We also got a tour of their office, which is really cool. Too bad I couldn't take photos, though, because it was a closed campus, but, I've still got memories.
That's right, yeah. Just because it's not on social media doesn't mean it didn't actually happen.
Something else that I got to do with them, and this is actually coming out pretty soon. One of the things I did was volunteered at their their event Code Girls. So that's basically an event to help to get more girls and women into coding, because if you look at the statistics, it's strikingly and surprisingly low. So it was always fun to help out with that. And I remember specifically we had an older lady come in, and she was just ecstatic about the whole thing. So, that was a brightener for the day. Something else that I've done that's more recent is I got to actually pitch to a venture capitalist. Her name's Cyan Bannister. I pitched with one other person, and we were pitching alongside 3 other teams. We pitched our idea to her, and there was a cash prize for winning it, and me and my partner, we got first place, so we got $2,500, I think it was. So we split that down the middle, and we each got $1,250 apiece. So that was awesome. Just not even the money aspect about it was what hit me first. What hit me first was the fact that I got to pitch to a venture capitalist at 15, which hardly any people in their lifetime get to pitch to a venture capitalist. So, that was another really cool thing.
The experience in itself was worth $1,250.
Yeah, just about.
You share in a quick summary what you guys pitched to.
So what we had, we were told to come up with an idea that would solve a problem. And so what I racked my brain coming up with ideas, and I couldn't come up with any ideas because I'm just not a natural ideator. So what came from that was, okay, why not create a site where people can help come up with ideas? And I'm like, okay, we got something. And that progressed to a point where it can be a place where people can go online, they can work on ideas, and they can either have it public to where everyone else can see them, and say a venture capitalist such as Cyan Bannister was looking and scrolling through, she sees one she likes, and okay, she can get in contact with this person, and then you're working with a venture capitalist.
Oh, wow. It's a great idea.
Yeah. So, and it's called, if you picked up on what I said earlier, it's actually called Ideator. So, clever play on words. All
of that happened at South Bend Code School, which I love working with those people.
Really
that team is
people.
Amazing. They're building. They're doing great things. And then you came to Riley, and at Riley we offer Project Lead the Way, computer science, and you're involved in that with Miss Hobbled.
Yeah.
And what kind of things are you doing in that class?
So we started off with Scratch, which is drag and drop coding. But after that, we moved on to App Inventor, which was still just drag and drop coding. But in this sense, we were able to create Android apps. Then we've got to more higher level stuff, such as programming with Python. And with Python, we've gone through basic logic, conditionals and stuff like that, and gone through and made basic small games, like a number guessing game. And then most recently we've done image manipulation, so actually getting down into multidimensional arrays and looking at the different pixel values and changing those values.
And you brought up earlier that you said you've created some apps. What are some of the apps that you've made?
Let's see. So one of the apps that I remember vividly that worked out the best was an app that I asked my brother for the name because I'm terrible with coming up with ideas, which is the basis of the pitch I gave to Cyan Bannister. He named it Mr. Tap because all it really was it gave you 10 seconds, 30 seconds, and a minute, and you had to tap a button as fast as you can and get as many taps as you could in that amount of time. And it was strikingly addicting for some people. I gave it to a few of my friends and a few of the teachers actually, and they enjoyed it.
That's cool.
Another one of the apps that I created most recently was actually for my robotics team to help keep track of when people came in to clock in and when they came in to clock out.
And so you're on the robotics team, and it's First Robotics, right?
Yeah.
And so you guys are doing your build season. You're almost done.
Yeah, Tuesday.
Tuesday's the end of the build season, and then you're going to start doing the competition. Yeah. So wish you luck there.
Yeah, it's definitely been a process because all the people who did programming last year, they've either gone or graduated. And our mentor that deals solely with the programming, he moved away. So, kind of at it trying to figure it out myself. But coming from the background that I've come from and having to do a lot of problem solving, even though it can be very, very frustrating at times, it's still something that I enjoy, and I'm able to, figure out this and that.
You also have a blog. What's the blog called?
I actually don't have a name for it now that I think about it.
It's just the Matt Williams Show.
Yeah.
Okay, cool. What do you post about it?
So on there, I've just post like different experiences I've had. I post experience from like playing music and playing in the orchestra since 5th grade. Posted about pitching to Cyan Bannister, about robotics, just like overall like different experiences I have.
One of the clubs you're in is called Cyber Patriot. This is the first year we've had it here at Riley High School. Can you explain what you guys do and what the goals are?
Okay, so Cyber Patriot is a national sort of club that is put on by the U.S. Air Force, and so basically it's meant to try and get more kids, more teens into the area of cybersecurity and networking. So what you do in the competition is you are given images of different operating systems. So I believe we get images of Ubuntu, of Windows 10, and one other that I can't think of right now. And we also have to use, and with those images, you have to make them more secure. Then we also get Cisco Packet Tracer, and we're given a scenario, and we have to make sure the network is working correctly.
You are an entrepreneur. You do all this coding. You're very tech savvy. But then there's another side of you. There's the cello playing.
Yeah,
there's
the
artistic side of you, and you have an example
Yes,
right over there. What do you enjoy making?
I was at the store with my mom, and there was just this discount thicker yarn out, and my grandma had taught me how to crochet, so okay, I'll just take this and I'll make something with it. Then a couple weeks later, I pulled it out and I was like, okay, I guess I'll just make a hat. So I found a video that showed how to make this nice little beanie, so I made it with that, and then I figured, these are pretty nice, they're pretty warm. I figured, why not sell them? So I started off, I sold them to a few of the people at school, and then my dad, he put them on Facebook, and then, I just got orders upon orders. So then I'm streamlined. I got a whole bucket of yarn at home and lists of orders that I have to complete. But yeah.
So this is the reason he inspires me. Is why I love coming to school. You just got so much going on, man.
Yeah, and also with the musical side. So I originally started out playing the piano, and I'm gonna be getting back into lessons for those. Since 5th grade, I've been playing the cello. And funny story, I was actually gonna play the violin because my mom had played the violin. But I went in to try all the different instruments, and I'm like, okay, cello, I get to sit down the entire time. And that was one of the biggest parts. I get to sit down. It's pretty comfortable. I'm not stuck doing this the entire time.
With your hand way up high.
And then the sound of the cello, it's more welcoming and warming, and I think I'm just drawn more towards the lower register. And then even though you can still go, it might be difficult to play, but you can still go higher up on the cello. And the cello is considered to be to have the normal range of a human voice. So I enjoyed playing that a lot better. And in middle school, I had an awesome teacher, Mr. Hawkins. He taught my mom, he taught my uncles, but he was an awesome orchestra teacher, and he really helped flourish my love of music and for the classical genre as well.
I can't wait to. I've enjoyed my time with you just as a freshman in your first year, and I'm excited to see where you go in the next few years.
So am I.
One last question I have for you that I like to end with everybody is, what is your definition of success?
My definition of success, now that I think about it, because I haven't really thought about it in a while, is when you feel that you got to this point where you say, what more can I do to feel like I've done it all?
That's awesome. Filling up all your buckets, right? I'll share his links down below so you guys can check out his great work. Thanks for watching. Well, thank you so much for doing this. It has been a ton of fun, and I just love learning more about my guests. This is so cool.
Thanks.
All right. Thanks for watching. Please like, share, and subscribe. And thank you, Matt, for being on here.
Of course.